Okay, I guess we all ready to start, right? Yeah, so
I'm
let's do it.
ready.
So hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our third webinar in this series of webinars of Photomyne. Today's webinar will be about fun holiday gift ideas with your photos. So my name is Mickey. I will start with a personal note about giving gift for people. So I remember a few years ago, I was very curious to create something special for my mother, and I was looking for a gift for her birthday. I was looking for, I don't know, perfume or something from, animal, something like that. But then I decided to take photos for my family, for her grandkids, and create a calendar. I thought it was a big chore and I will sit down for hours and hours, but it actually took me about an hour to do it with a very nice app, or like a website, I don't remember. It took a day to print it out and I gave it to her. She was very excited. And it's still, after 4 or 5 years, it's still being hanging on the wall and it's still there. So any other gift that you give that is going away after a few weeks or days, so those gifts are forever. And today's webinar is about that. And we're thrilled to have you here as we head to the holiday season. We've put up together to inspire creative ways to turn cherished memories into thoughts. Today, we're excited to have Lida with us. And Lida is an expert in transforming digital memories into stunning photo keepsakers. Her passion for photos began in childhood, and for over 17 years, she has crafted thousands of photos, books, and customized gifts. In 2016, she launched Znimka, I hope I said it correctly, Creations,
Done.
to help people create lasting memories with beautiful personalized items like photo books, frames, pillows, and much more. We also want to introduce Nicole from the Photomyne team and Mary from the Photo Managers, who is helping us with those webinars. If you don't know the Photo Managers, it's an amazing organization that can help you digitize your entire photo collection with an expert. And they're here to help to answer all the questions that you guys have during the webinar. We are streaming this webinar live on YouTube. So if you have a friend or family that don't have the link to join this Zoom, you can send them a link to the YouTube and they can join us there. Nicole will put it in the chat for you guys. For questions, we're asking you to put the questions in the Q&A. You have it open on the bottom of your Zoom. It's much easier for us to answer that way. And in the chat, please keep an eye as we will post link about special offers and also like relevant information that we are talking about during the webinar. We want to say that if you don't know, we have an Amazon store, and during the holidays, we're doing some Amazon sales. So specifically for this webinar, we're giving 30% off our entire store. You can just go to the store and add to the cart any items you see there. And the coupon code for that, we'll send it in an email, but Nicole put it in the chat. It's 30 Photomyne, 30 Photomyne at checkout, and this will give you a 30% discount for all our accessories. Lastly, if you enjoyed today's webinar, be sure to sign up for our next one titled How to Capture Stories Behind Photos. Very interesting. It will be live on December 11th. And remember, we will send everything that I just mentioned with the recording in a post attendees email that we send you tomorrow. So without further ado, to Lida.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that nice introduction. I'm really excited to be here with everybody today and talking about one of my all-time favorite topics, which is photos. With the holidays right around the corner, this is a really timely presentation, and hopefully even if you're not buying anything for Christmas, there's birthdays, there's end of year things. So these gift ideas aren't just for holidays. And because we all have so much stuff and clutter, I always try to do something that's a little bit more meaningful. So I have prepared a presentation that we're going to walk through. I'm going to share my screen and then launch the presentation. Present. Okay. Hopefully everybody can see this. Nicole, can you give me a thumbs up or let me know if this is good? Okay, awesome. All right, so I'm going to start with laying out the agenda for today. I have broken this presentation up into 3 different topics. Gifts that you can create using your photos. So the photos are part of the gift. And then ways to enjoy your photos. It's still a photo-based gift. And then the very last one is gifts for preserving your photos. And then beyond that, when we're thinking about gifts that include photos, there are the consumable kind. The ones that are kind of a one-off, they're good for a period of time. You use it, you look through it, and then you're done and you toss it, versus the ones that last, for eternity. And so as I go through these, I'll not only give you ideas on what you can create, but also why I like it, and who the gift is best intended for. So that's kind of the layout of the day and the presentation. And I do talk fast. I'm trying really hard to do this in a more calm way, but if I do start talking too fast, then hopefully somebody can alert me and I will slow down. So real quick, before we get into all the gifts, a little bit about me. As Mickey mentioned, I am the owner of Znimka Creations, and the word Znimka means photo in Ukrainian. So 10 years ago, when I was launching my business and coming up with a name, photo books by Lida just wasn't catchy enough. So I came up with Znimka. I was born here, but I have a Ukrainian background. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if I had a little bit of my heritage in my company name? So directly translated, my company name is Photo Creations. I truly believe in creating things, creating as much as we can with our photos. I'm truly passionate about that. And preserving memories, preserving family memories, preserving the stories. I love telling people's life stories in photo books. I'm not much of a reader. Words are just too much. I like numbers. I'm an engineer by training, but words to me are just clutter. So photo books and photo storytelling and using our photos and looking at photos. That's how I base my business. As mentioned, Mary is here from the Photo Managers. I am a member of the Photo Managers. We are a worldwide organization of like-minded individuals and professionals who have gone through training. We have a conference, we have webinars, and we all work together to help others preserve their photo memories. I also am a privacy advocate by being in my clients' photo libraries, seeing their printed photos, their digital photos. There's a lot of privacy that needs to be protected on their end and for me. So there are some rules that apply and things that we do to take the necessary precautions to make sure that we're safe. And because photos are so personal, I always like to include a little bit of personal information about myself, because why not? So I am a runner. That's how I release stress. And I love to ski and hike, which is kind of funny and an anomaly because I live in the Midwest of the United States, where there really isn't much hiking and skiing available, but I can still travel and go to places that are beautiful. All right, so let's move on. Let's go talk about some gifts that we can create with our photos. And as I mentioned, they're the consumable versus the lasting. So we're going to start with the consumable kind. And like I said, these are things that you use for a period of time and then they're done. For example, so I'm listing 6 here, and on the next slide, I talk about my top 4, and you'll get the top 4 on both the consumable and the lasting. But real quick, I'm going to list through these like a candle. My daughter, my teenager, she got this candle last year. You can pick the different scents. You can pick how many photos you have. But once you burn through it, it's done. And she brought the empty canister, and she's like, "Are you going to be mad if I throw this out?" And I'm like, "No, can I make you another one?" And she's like, "Yeah." So it's consumable, right? Calendars. Now, unless you're Mickey's mom, once the year that calendar has passed, people don't usually keep those calendars hanging up. So you have to make another one. Post-it notes, same thing. You've got your photo on it, you use the Post-it notes, and then it's done. Wine label, same thing. It could be sparkling water bottle. It doesn't have to be a wine bottle. You drink it and it's gone. Journal, you fill it up, you sketch, and it's done. So you're getting the point here. Wrapping paper, you unwrap a gift and it's gone. But these are still really wonderful gifts because they are special, they're meaningful, and they're sentimental. So here I'm going to talk about my top 4 and why they are my top 4 and who you can gift them to. So I started with the candle, and one of the best things about it is that it could be very personalized, from the size of the candle to the background color. You can have one photo. It could be like a landscape shot of a beach or a mountainside, or it could be a collage of photos. And you've got all the different scents to choose from. So this, I mentioned my teen, and it was a really good gift for her, but I think that it's really great for anybody, grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, because it's like a social and light gift. Wrapping paper. Oh my gosh. So a few years ago, I discovered personalized photo wrapping paper. And for Christmas, I wrapped all the gifts for my kids that were from me, not from Santa, because Santa gets separate wrapping paper, but all the gifts that were from me in wrapping paper that have their faces on it. And you can choose multiple photos. They got such a kick out of seeing themselves on the gifts. And then I wrapped my mom's gifts in the same wrapping paper, and my sister's gifts, so aunts and uncles. What the adults, they didn't want to unwrap their gifts. They just saw that wrapping paper and they said, well, we're not unwrapping our gifts. So the wrapping paper was the gift. I could have given them, a box of coal, but they still loved getting that. So it's really a very fun gift. So the young kids and then like the older generations. A journal. I've journaled my entire life. So perhaps this is just a very personal thing for me, that having a personalized journal, and it doesn't even have to have photos on it. This one, it does. It was for my younger daughter, and I've got her, first initial on there and a few little pictures of her. But you could have a saying, or if they have a favorite song, or again, a landscape. I love doing things with landscapes. So it's personal and thoughtful, and it's something that if they are into sketching or drawing, excuse me, or writing on a regular basis, then it's something that they pick up regularly and they are reminded of this meaningful gift. And I think that this is really special for teenagers, kids that are in college who, might be maybe a little homesick. Although I know that when my kid goes away to college, she isn't, I don't think she'll ever be homesick, but maybe my younger one will. And then last but not least, a wine label or a sparkling water label. So we're going to holiday events. We are being invited to people's homes. It's nice to walk in with a hostess gift. Well, how fun is it to include a personalized label of you with that hostess, or you, if you're gathering with your friends, get a personalized label. And so you're bringing a bottle of something, it could be sparkling water, or I already mentioned that. It could be a juice, anything, but you can make it very personal. And it's kind of the talk of the party. I remember doing this a few years ago, and people just thought it was so fun to see themselves on the bottle. And again, you drink it and then you can use it as a vase, or you can use it on display. But once you use it, it's empty. Okay, now we're moving on to the gifts that are more lasting. And this only scratches the surface. I could have filled this whole screen with much smaller pictures and other items. So this is not an all-inclusive list. This is just kind of what I consider the more popular ones and some of the easier to use ones. But as you see, we have photo books, water bottles, blankets, pillows, mugs, phone case, ornament puzzle, clock, tote, any kind of bag, really. There's beach towels, there's tea towels, there's in the kitchen, there's hand mitts and hot pads, there's little zipper pouches and memory games. So really, the sky's the limit here. I mean, like, I didn't even mention keychains, right? But keychains, I don't really even use a keychain anymore because my car key is like a fob. So anyway, it's, things come and go. But out of these, I'm going to talk about my top 4. And I'll tell you why they're my top 4, and then again, who they're best suited for. So I'm going to start with a memory game. Now, this is super fun. It's super easy. And I think one of the reasons I love it the most is because of how quick it is to make and how easy. You only need 12 photos. And so what you do is you pick those 12 photos, and that photos gets made into a pair, and they get printed on these like 2x2 like heavy cardstock cardboard things. And you can choose what the back side of it looks like. And it comes in a cute little box. And then when you go to play the memory game, which I'm not very good at memory game. My kids always crush me. But you put them face down, and so nobody will know that their faces are going to be flipped over. So you start this game, and when you start playing it, the look of like joy when people start playing, and they're like, oh, that's me. Oh, how fun. Oh, where's the other pair? So it makes it really fun. And yes, that's the shock and the excitement the first time you play it, but then every time you play it after that, then it's just a memory of that. So um, playing it never gets old. People really enjoy seeing themselves, and this is really a fun thing for the young versions, the kids, and then the grandparents, because we're the ones who like to play these games and we like to sit around. So if it's a holiday morning and people are just, you've eaten a big breakfast and you're just sitting around, pull out the memory game and see how much fun you can have. The next item are pillows and blankets. Again, you don't need a lot of photos for this. Here are two fur babies, and we have one on our couch. Not the fur baby, the pillow is on the couch. They're cozy. They come in a variety of sizes, so you could have it more of like a throw pillow that's a little bit longer. These are a 12 by 12 pillows. They're two-sided. So on the back side, I wrote why top 10 reasons why we love crunchy. That's my dog's name. But and so it's two-sided and it's super fun. So you can have it showing either side. And this is really also something that's fun to send your college-bound kids to school with, whether they want a picture with their group of friends or if they want their, favorite pet on it. So I'm showing pillows here, but blankets kind of do the same thing. You can have a collage of photos on a blanket. They're cozy, they're fun. I have a client, when her twins were born, they would go get pictures with Santa. And over the course of the years, they always went and had the kids sit on Santa's lap. And, when they were infants and then toddlers, and sometimes the kids were asleep as infants, and then as toddlers, they're crying. Well, she ended up taking those photos and she had me make pillows. So once a year, we made these pillows, and now she has like 8 of these pillows. And every year around Christmas time, she lines up these 8 pillows, and you see the progression of the kids on Santa. And it's super funny because literally the kids were just bawling when they were little infants. And then they had to get creative during COVID. So again, you see a moment of time on these pillows. So that's why it's recommended. Okay, a clock. I think that I'm a very sentimental person. So time to me is one of those gifts that you just, once time is gone, it's gone. So I like to give my kids gifts of experiences or spending time with them. And so, I'll say something like time with you is a gift, or, I want to gift myself time with you. So when you can combine photos with a clock, then it's like the gift that just is the most sentimental. And when you can give it to a spouse, a sibling, or a college aged kid, they have a little piece of home with them. You can put it on a gallery wall. So if you got a whole bunch of photos on the wall, then the clock just integrates in with you. Or another place where you can hang a photo based clock. A lot of us are working from home these days. So in our offices, wouldn't it be nice to have a clock so that when your day is over, and then you have 12 of your favorite photos over the course of your life on there. Time, like I said, I'm a sentimental person. When I got married to my husband, on our wedding day, I gifted him a watch. And on the back, I had engraved, "Time with you is the best gift of all." So again, you can do so much when you combine the photo with the time. All right, last but not least, on my most recommended gift to give using photos are photo books. And I built my business for the reason of getting everybody's photos off of their phones, off of their devices, and into books, onto walls. So photo books to me are the ultimate best gift you can ever give using your photos. And a lot of people shy away from photo books because they are time consuming, but they don't have to be overwhelming. So you could take a snapshot of time You could take a vacation, a 1 week vacation, and throw the best 20 photos in a book. You could do a snapshot of a year where you take the best 10 photos or 12 or 16 photos from each month and put them on a couple pages. It really doesn't have to be overwhelming, but when you create a book and you gift it to someone, they have that lasting memory that will truly last forever. So this gift is good for anyone and everyone. I have seen 5-year-olds get an ABC book with A being for apple and the baby's eating an apple, B is for balloon and the baby's holding balloons. And they see themselves in this book and they just squeal with joy. And then the opposite spectrum, grandparents love it and spouses love it. Or if you're newly engaged, you gift it to your fiance as, you know, a gift of this is our courtship, this is our beginning. I mean, the sky's the limit. So I can talk for hours about photo books. I'm not going to, but that is my last legacy type gift that I am recommending for things you can do with or using your photos. Now, where do you get these? Okay, now I am only scratching the surface here, but here are some vendors that I have used for sourcing some of these gifts. All you need to do is go into Google and say photo pillow, or I want to make a blanket with photos, and so much will pop up. So if none of these vendors resonate with you, you can find so many. But some of these are really great. The quality is usually pretty good. Shutterfly, they've been around forever, and they are known for making, you know, photo gifts. And then the others listed, again, you can use any of these. When it comes to photo books and calendars, on the book side, I've used Zeno, Milk Books, and MPix. Those are consumer-facing companies. When I make books for clients, I'm using the professional grade, but for anybody making their own books, these are really nice products. They've got good customer service. They've got good products. It's a good quality. So, and then on the calendar side, I've used Picaboo, Mimeo, Photobook America, Motif. I mean, I've used so many, but I'm just listing a few here. But before you do anything, there's going to be Black Friday deals too. So you can, you know, when you look online, also pay attention that within the next couple of weeks, a lot of these places are going to be having sales. So keep those in mind too. All right. So what is the point of taking photos if you're not going to enjoy them? So I have 2 ways I'm going to be recommending here on things that you can do to help you enjoy your photos. One of them is a digital frame, and the other one is a streaming app called Projector. So I'm going to just talk about these two and talk to you about why they're good and what you can do with them. So the first one is a digital frame. Now, digital frames they have come a long way. You don't need to take a thumb drive and plug it into the frame anymore. It's all wireless. It goes through Wi-Fi. You can load your photos on a computer and send them to the frame. You can load them from your phone to the frame. It is super easy. And now with, you know, mobile apps, everything communicates to each other. I use a frame called NixPlay. There are others out there, but it's the one that I love. I've bought it for most everybody in my family, clients. I've recommended it. It's just super easy. You can get an app on both the Apple Store and the Google Play Store. You can integrate with Google Photos, Dropbox, Instagram, Facebook. You can all integrate all that. So it's really user friendly. And you can send your photos from your phone to a frame anywhere in the world, anywhere in the world. So I live in the Midwest. My mom has a home in Florida. That frame is receiving photos. She can be here and her frame is receiving photos. You don't need to accept, you know, a photo through an email. I remember my mother-in-law's frame. I had to email it to her and then she had to accept it and then it went to the frame. It doesn't work like that anymore. So it's super easy. You can send anywhere. And then the other thing about digital frames is that you can create playlists. So, for example, like I have a playlist of my dog. So when it's his birthday, for the entire week of his birthday, we're playing I currently only have 45 photos in there, but I'll update that. Um, and it just plays photos of the dog from his puppy years until now. And then like Thanksgiving is coming up. So I take photos on Thanksgiving and then I load them into the Thanksgiving playlist. And on Thanksgiving Day, those photos are playing. So you can have multiple playlists and you can have multiple playlists playing on different frames. So this is really a great gift to give someone so that they can enjoy photos and you can share them with them. So the other way to enjoy photos, and this one is more a way for enjoying your videos, is the projector app. Now, this is a streaming service that allows you to watch your own home movies and videos on your TV. So you don't have to, when you've got a video, you don't have to crowd around your iPad or your iPhone or your computer. You literally can stream this to your TV. It's just as easy. So think if you're familiar with Netflix, you go to your screen and you can use your remote to choose the videos that you want to watch. It's the same thing with projector. It's a super easy interface. There's easy uploading. It's easy to share. So if you have the account, but you want to share videos with family on the other side of the country, you easily can. They don't need to have the account. They just need to have a smart TV. It has unlimited storage, unlimited uploads. Again, it's think about you're sitting around on a holiday and that you've eaten that big meal and now everybody's just kind of sitting around. How fun would it be to turn on your TV and start watching old family movies? Um, so I meant to mention with Nick's Play, they are currently offering a 20% off right now. It's their early bird sale. And Projector is offering a sale from now until the end of the year for 40% off for all new subscriptions. So keep those in mind because they are just great gifts. All right, so now we're going to talk about preserving photos because that's also equally important because if you lose your photos, then and you have no way of preserving them and viewing them, then you won't be able to enjoy those memories. So I'm not going to go too deep into all of these, but I do want to make you aware of some of these products and companies and options that are out there that can help you with your own photo collections. And if you're a photo enthusiast, or if you have one in your midst, like someone in your family is really just they get geeked out about photos, then these are also good gifts to give to them, whether you buy a product for them or you get them a gift certificate. There's always options out there. So there's 5 of these, 5 suggestions, and they're all, well, the last one's on a separate slide. But so archival methods, these are archival kits. And so if you have printed photos, we have bins of photos and those albums with the sticky film. Not the best way to store your photos. They get discolored. They're probably not being very well preserved. So getting yourself an archival kit. And Archival Methods is not the only company out there. It's just the one that I've used. And I like them and I like their products. So that's why they're listed here. But you've got archival safe boxes, archival sleeves, archival binders. If you've got slides or negatives, they have all the stuff that you would need to keep your photos safe. They won't get discolored and they're preserved in their original format. Okay, now for a photo management solution that ties all of your devices together. So including like, let's say you're on a PC and your husband uses or your spouse uses an Android, you use an iPhone, you've got photos in Dropbox. I mean, your photos are everywhere, right? Mylio is actually a really great solution to tie everything together. It's a bit techy, I will say that, but it's also super powerful. So if you want to approach your photos in a new and exciting way, check out Mylio because it's a very powerful program. And they are also offering 20% off of your first year of your subscription. So moving on, family photo websites. SmugMug is a great product. If you have family scattered all over the country or the world, you can create a family website that has all the photos. So, and everybody can contribute to it. So you set up the structure of this website, and anybody in your family, you can set the permissions, can upload to that photo site. And it's easy. You can do it through the app. All these companies have apps, and I think it's a really great thing. You could also do it. I actually prefer doing a lot of photo stuff on my computer because I need the big screen. But you have the ability to do it from a computer or from an app. And if you have your photos already organized, you can maintain that same structure on the website. And if you have keywords already tied to your photos, those photos would be keyword searchable on SmugMug. So this is like the perfect gift to give someone who doesn't want to bring in more clutter into their home. They don't want tchotchkes. They don't want things. But this is a digital gift that it can just grow and expand and be shared. And then the last one for the iPhone user. So this is an app. This adds a little bit of fun to your photo curating. It's called Ollie, and it kind of brings a sense of like the dating world where you swipe left, swipe right, swipe up, swipe down, and you can just go through your photos to remove the ones that you don't want to have as part of your collection anymore. Right now, this is only offered on an iPhone, so sorry to the Android users. I think it's in development. But it has a built-in AI that will learn your habits and will make recommendations on photos to keep or trash. So again, if you're overwhelmed with your own photo collection, and you don't really go in and you don't really favorite your things and you don't delete them on your own, I would check out Ollie because it does make it fun and you can set it up so that it sends you reminders. I didn't like that. I didn't want to be told, "Oh, you're behind on your photo organizing." So I turned that off. But you can do that, and it's kind of like your little friend who says, "Okay, you can delete some photos today," and it helps you get organized. All right, and then the very last recommendation is to work with a professional photo manager. Our photos can get completely overwhelming, can be very overwhelming for us. And so there's a group of professionals, like I mentioned, that are dedicated to helping photo enthusiasts get their photos organized. And I am part of that organization. And we have undergone training and conferences and webinars, and we have experience managing large photo collections, digitizing obsolete media, and bringing order to an otherwise chaotic collection. So you can find a pro near you. Like I said, we're all over the world. So if you visit thephotomanagers.com, there's a button that says find a pro. And you can look for your geographic area, or if you're looking for specific expertise, you can do it that way. Or if you enjoyed listening to me today, you can reach out to me directly. There's my email address, and I'd be happy to talk to you and answer any questions you may have. So I think I talked slow enough. If not, I apologize. But that wraps up my slides, and I want to thank everybody for being here. And here are all the ways to reach me. I am pretty much everywhere on social. Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. I do have a YouTube series that I launched on October 2nd called The 12 Weeks of Christmas, where I drop a video. It's like a 2-minute video once a week on photo gifts. Go figure. And so you can watch those videos too. So that's it for me.
That was
I
awesome. Thank you so much, Lida. Very inspiring. It gives a lot of motivations as all the season is approaching to us. I would add to that my 2 cents on that will be that if I have a tip for anyone who wants to start this project of creating a gift or something, and if it's related more to like photo books or calendars or a clock. So I think the first step would be to try to gather and organize the photos that you wish to use during this process. This makes it much, much faster because like everything that Lida just mentioned, like all the companies has a lot of templates, very easy to drag and drop all the photos into the templates and just play with it. But the hardest part is to find the photos that you actually want to use. if it's to scan those photos, it's just old photos, or to grab those photos, new photos from like Google Photos or any other storage that you're using. Yeah, so if you use this part and invest an hour, 2 hours into the process of organizing the photos first, making sure you have a folder for all the photos that you want to use in this process of creating the gift, it will make like all this chore of creating the gift much, much easier and simpler, because all those websites can be very hectic in terms of templates and a lot of options and buttons and tools and icons that you can play with it. We have a couple of questions, Lida.
Okay.
That I captured. So one, if you have any specific company for specific gift that you mentioned that you recommend to use. So you said Shutterfly for the photo books, but like for the other gifts, maybe like others.
Yeah, so for the photo books, actually, it was Zeno,
Zine.
MPix, and Milk Books were my three vendors for photo books that I prefer. The gifts, so like Shutterfly is a really great starting spot for these gifts because they do create a lot of them, and their pillows are decent quality, their journals are good, their post-its are good. The Personalization Mall is one that I recently discovered, and they do ornaments. Oh, I didn't really talk about ornaments. I've got some behind me. But they do things like socks. You can so I would just check them all out, but you could do socks, you can do coasters, um, you know, pillows and ornaments. So there's so many out there. I don't really have a favorite vendor when it comes to the products.
Awesome. There was a bunch of questions about scanning photos with Photomyne. So I would say that definitely you can use Photomyne to scan those photos. Also slides and negatives. So slides and negatives, if you have those, you don't have to ship them away or to take them to Costco or any other place who are doing it for you. So you can just grab it and use Photomyne for that. Specifically if it's for a gift. We recommend for gifts because it's going on to printing and not staying on your phone. If you are using Photomyne to scan photos, to do it one by one, those photos and not multiple photos at once, as the apps allow us to do like multiple photos, but do one by one, the resolution will be higher. If your phone is relatively old, so maybe try to grab like a newer phone with a better camera. So it will help you in the scanning process. Now camera has 20, like 40, 50 megapixel cameras. So that's enough for sure for scanning. And once you scan, it's very easy to export the photos outside of the app. If it's to share it, save to your device, see it in our online portal. Some of the features that I mentioned are for premium users that you can upgrade their account, but some of them are for free, and you can use Photomyne for that. That's about Photomyne. I'm seeing if Mary or Nicole, you have other questions that you picked during the webinar?
We had a few other questions in our document. Let's see. Lida, someone asked if you're able to share your PowerPoint via PDF.
Can we send it out afterwards? I'm not really good at
Yes, no problem, no problem.
multitasking. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Can
have
send
it
to me.
saved as a PDF, but I don't want to be like looking for it and sending it out right now.
No problem. We will put it in the email after the webinar as a PDF.
Okay.
Someone also asked about the memory game. Is there a specific website that they can find that?
So I did purchase mine at Shutterfly. And yeah, I have it right here. So it's super cute. Like it comes in this cute little box. And yeah, so like it's just, and then you've got the cards. So yeah, Shutterfly is where I bought the memory game.
Great.
Any other questions?
We have a few more coming in. Someone said that they have thousands of photos in their computer and they're not filed properly, and they're asking how that they should get those arranged in a way that they're usable.
So it kind of depends on whether or not they're on a PC or a Mac. Because if they're on a Mac, then they would be potentially part of the Photos app. If they're on the PC, there are programs. So Big Mean Folder Machine is a program that will take your photos and put them in chronological order based on the structure that you want, based on the metadata associated with the photo. So if the photos are dated properly and they're embedded in the photo, then Big Mean Photo Machine can read that information. If these photos were taken as scans and they have the scan date, but not the date of the photo, then it won't be as effective. Lightroom Classic also can organize and drop photos by date and get you some structure. Adobe Bridge is a free program by Adobe. So Adobe Lightroom it's a paid subscription, but Adobe Bridge, which I'm not as familiar with, but I do think they have that capability. So it's a good place to start. And if you do have a bunch of photos on your computer and you might potentially have duplicates, there's 2 duplicate cleaning programs out there, one for PC, Duplicate Cleaner Pro, that's for PC, and Photo Sweeper, which is on Mac.
And I think Milo, like, he's also doing duplicating photos.
Mylio does.
So they find all the
Last I
duplicates and then you
checked
can.
it, I felt more comfortable using the programs I was more familiar with. I like Mylio for other things, but for the duplicate cleaning, I'm an old dog, like old dog, new tricks.
Very cool. There was a question here about can you talk about the difference between consumer and professional photo book products?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I reference consumer-facing photo books, it's those that the everyday user can go and load their photos. So think Shutterfly, Mixbook, Pickaboo, Blurb. These are all the, if you go to Google and you search photo books, those are the companies that are going to come up. There's tons of photo book companies out there. Then when I refer to the professional, the pro books, it's if you were to get married and your photographer takes your photos and part of your package with your photographer is to get an album made. He's got access to a different printing and different developers of those books. As a photo manager, most photo managers have access to those professional labs. So the quality is higher. The finishes are different. Think leather bound, completely lay flat books. You can have it debossed. You can have all sorts of different covers. I have a book that has a velvet cover or silk or glass or acrylic. So it's a higher end product, more archival, and kind of levels up the photo book.
We also have a question. Someone asked, they said that when a program looks for duplicates, will it see a photo taken in both JPEG and RAW as duplicate photos?
Yes. Yeah, so when a photo is being analyzed as a duplicate, there's multiple criteria that the software is looking at. So it's looking at its metadata, it's looking at the date, the timestamp, all the information associated with it, but then it also looks at how the photo looks, its histogram and its bitmaps. This stuff is even more techy than I understand, but yes, it would be able to find the 2 different kinds of types of files.
There was a question
And
about
sorry, go
pillows
ahead.
and blankets. If you recommend Shutterfly for that also.
So I've used Shutterfly for pillows. I've also used Nation's Photo Lab. It's considered a pro lab, but it allows for consumers to, create an account. Vistaprint, I've done not books, pillows there. And the personalization mall that I listed, they also have a nice selection of blankets. And the thing about the blankets is that you can choose whether it's like a Sherpa type or a fleecy type. So you get to choose the materials too.
Mhm. We also work with Vistaprint, and they're great. They have a
Yeah,
great
I
support
think that
and
they've got some really great products.
great products, and prices are fun. And they have a lot of discounts all the time
Right.
if you sign up for their
Yeah,
newsletter.
I mean, right
Every day.
now, so many companies are going to be having discounts available. So shop around. I mean, what the beauty here is that you're going to be creating something special, and you can save money if you shop around and find the discounts and the pricing.
Cool. So I think we will wrap it up, if it's okay on everyone's behalf. It was great, Lida. Thank you so much. We will give all the links and information in the post attendee email. We will also try to put a link for Lida's presentation there, so you can download it and view it. The webinar was recorded and will be posted on YouTube, so you can definitely view it there again and pause like whenever you need some information or to write it down. And of course, you have Lida's emails and everything, so you can just email her and ask specific questions for specific matters. So I wish everyone a great holidays coming up, some great family time, and we'll see you again in our next webinar in December.
Awesome. Thanks,
Thank you
everybody.
so much.
Appreciate being here.